Millions go to Newsmax when they need to know. Start today on the free Newsmax app. Newsmax is real news for real people.
I wasn't sleeping well. My neck would be stiff.
I had memory foams, I had feather pillows, and I'd always wake up with neck pain, and I had constant headaches. After sleeping on my pillow, I didn't wake up with the headaches. I was more aligned. Everything felt good.
I didn't realize the connection between the pillow and sleep. When I switched to my pillow, I got a better night's sleep, and I love it.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of My Pillow. I want you to get the best night's sleep of your life. For a limited time, you can get my premium My Pillows for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98 with your promo code. Only $29.98. That's a $40 savings. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it holds that support all night long to take the pressure off your shoulders and keep your neck aligned regardless of your sleeping position.
My Pillow is machine washable and dryable and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an amazing 10-year warranty. Plus, every premium My Pillow is made in the USA. For a limited time, you can get a premium My Pillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. That's a $40 savings with your promo code.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like My Pillow.
I personally guarantee that My Pillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. And to help you sleep better, I'm offering you my lowest price ever. Only $29.98 for a queen-size premium My Pillow.
Call or go to mypillow.com to take advantage of Mike's best offer ever. Use the promo code on your screen to get a queen-size My Pillow premium for only $29.98, regularly $69.98. Get a king size for just $5 more. It's the lowest price ever, only $29.98. That's a $40 savings. This is a limited time offer and not available in stores. Don't delay, order now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
The principles of liberty, freedom, and the tenets of our constitutional republic are under attack. That's why we are building freedomsquare.com. freedomsquare.com, designed to unite freedom-loving Americans. freedomsquare.com. Freedom lives here.
I've been in the hospital for 76 days now, and by the grace of God, I'm still here. I died 3 times. They gave me a 5% chance of living. So I highly recommend everybody to get the vaccines and really protect themselves, because this is no joke.
I'm Alex Kramer. Now it's time for another Newsmax News Minute. Well, the U.S. is set to begin an appeal of the decision to block the extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange in a 2-day hearing beginning later today. Now, Assange could be facing up to 175 years in prison for publishing documents that disclose classified U.S. war crimes and information. His original extradition was blocked in January by a British judge. And groundbreaking comedian Mort Saul has died at the age of 94. Now, he was known for his social commentary. Saul boldly skewered politicians and others in a harsh but clean stand-up act. Now, he hosted the very first Grammys in 1959, co-hosted the Academy Awards, and was the first comedian featured on the cover of Time magazine. Saul paved the way for edgy comedians like Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, and George Carlin. And David Gilbert, who participated in the infamous 1981 Brinks robbery, has been granted parole and will be released from a correctional facility next month. Now, the 1981 robbery left 2 police officers and a Brinks guard dead. Now 77 years old, Gilbert, a former Weather Underground radical, was one of the masterminds behind the scheme, as well as an unarmed getaway driver. Now, those are just some of your headlines, but as always, for breaking news, you have to go to Newsmax.com. And keep it right here, because another hour of Wake Up America starts right now.
Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. It is Wednesday, October the 27th. I'm Rob Finnerty.
And I'm Rachel Roller. Let's take a look at some of the stories we're following for you this Wednesday.
Stump or Trump? President Joe Biden taking the stage to campaign for Terry McAuliffe in the tightly contested Virginia governor's race last night. That election, 6 days away. But Joe Biden couldn't seem to get former President Donald Trump off his mind. He mentioned his name in a very brief speech 24 times.
Plus, students staging a walkout. The Loudoun County School Board in Virginia receiving an earful of criticism last night as demands for resignations follow the superintendent and the board allegedly burying a sexual assault. And criminal charges still on the table as authorities continue to investigate the accidental shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins, all on the set of Alec Baldwin's movie shooting in New Mexico. Another big topper, of course, this morning, Rob, is the FDA voting to recommend Pfizer's COVID-19 for children ages 5 to 11. The big question when we were just discussing with Dr. Ashish Jha, if they get the vaccine, can they take off the mask in school?
Yeah, so the CDC said last week the answer to that, a resounding no. I hope that if kids, especially in that age group, 5 to 11, if they do get the vaccine, if parents choose to make that decision, I hope it's not required by public schools. We'll see if that happens, but I hope that kids are able to take the masks off. I've got a 5-year-old. This is a conversation my wife and I have had, and it's painful. Literally every day I pick her up at school, and it's, you know, the mask is, it's a disaster. It's been a disaster. It continues to be.
But something Dr. Jha and I were also discussing is how can you validate that argument when we see college campuses every weekend with packed stadiums for college football games with no mask requirement there.
That's right.
So
Let's go,
we'll
Brandon.
See.
Yeah, it's got to go to the CDC next. We'll stay on top of it. Thank you, Rachel. The crisis at our southern border continues to get worse by the day with no signs of stopping, with no signs from the Biden administration of a change in policy, by the way. This as another migrant caravan, 60,000 strong, continues to make its way to the southern border. Joining us now for more is Texas Congressman, friend of the show, Jody Arrington, back with us this morning. Congressman, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Rob.
Congressman, you sent a letter to the acting Border Patrol Commissioner just days ago demanding answers for a major discrepancy in their non-citizen crime stats. What's going on here?
Well, Rob, I think most Americans are connecting the dots to the disastrous open border policies of this administration and the epic humanitarian impact, the public health risks, the economic and social cost, and even the risk of terrorists coming through the border, where we have higher numbers of folks on the terrorist watch list. What I don't think is totally absorbed yet by the electorate and by our citizens is the vast increase, exponential increase in people who have committed crimes on our soil, criminal aliens who have been apprehended this year, and it's up fourfold. And the numbers are startling. 348% increase in driving under the influence, illegal drug possession up 454%, 477% theft and robbery, over 200% increase in criminal aliens apprehended who were convicted of sex offenses while they were here in this country. But there's a little bit of fudging here going on in one of the categories, and it's manslaughter and murder. And that was up over 1,600%. And now they've dropped it fivefold at the end of the year report just recently. So we have big questions.
So it seems obvious, but why would they fudge the numbers? What's their end game here in lying about this?
Well, I think they want to blunt in the minds of the American people the sinister, most sinister elements and impact of this open border.
Right.
We're talking about the category with the highest percentage increase, manslaughter and murder, the most serious crime. So again, going from over 1,600% increase in the 50s down to a low of 10, and there's no answers. We've made phone calls, no response. So we've written this letter to Commissioner Miller demanding answers, and hopefully there's no cover-up, but it certainly looks like fraudulent manipulation of the numbers.
Right. Yeah, hopefully they're forthright in their response, if they do respond to you. And that's been an issue with this administration as well, just getting a response from people that are a part of this Biden administration. We saw that debacle in Del Rio, Texas, under the International Bridge last month. Right now, there is a surge of migrants heading through Mexico, unabated, basically to our southern border. When do we expect them to arrive, and what's being done to sort of get ready for this next surge, which could be closer to 100,000? We're hearing estimates anywhere between 60 and 100,000 people coming to the border right now.
I think, Rob, that the question is, when will we stop seeing these surges? The answer is, under this administration, I don't see an end to this. I don't see them changing their policies or posture in this regard. And you don't have the CBP manpower, and quite frankly, The ones that we have are distracted with providing social services and processing these families and record number of unaccompanied minors.
Yeah.
So to me, there's a constitutional empowerment of states when there's an invasion, and I believe this is an invasion by all accounts, to protect the border and their citizens. So states have to exercise that constitutional right because our federal government has totally abandoned them, and this president has been derelict to faithfully executing the laws of the land. It rests on the states to stop this madness.
Yeah, and it goes on and on and on. Congressman, I looked at the calendar this morning. You haven't been on the program in 6 months. Do not be a stranger. Do not be a stranger, Congressman Jody Arrington. Come back and see us soon.
Good to see you, Rob.
Yeah, good seeing you. All right, thank you. Let's go to Washington now and check in with our White House correspondent, Emerald Robinson, standing by in our nation's capital. Emerald, good morning. Nice to see you.
Morning. It's always good to see you, Rob. Well, I know often in the 8 o'clock hour you do the Psaki dodge based on the briefing the day before. I'll tell you, you probably didn't see this because it was pretty crowded yesterday, but I did attempt to ask Jen Psaki about the latest related to Dr. Tony Fauci, the NIH funding of that puppy research that was so gruesome, but also the revelations about the gain of function funding from the NIH that it is essentially now admitting to. If you'll recall, Dr. Fauci was on a Sunday show, ABC This Week, on Sunday, where he continued to defend what he has said in the past. It suggests that this had nothing to do with the COVID-19 pandemic. Listen.
George, unequivocally, anybody that knows anything about viral biology and phylogeny of viruses know that it is molecularly impossible for those viruses that were worked on to turn into SARS-CoV-2.
However, Rob, I got an opportunity to sit down with Senator Rand Paul yesterday, who has been at the forefront of this funding of this type of research by the U.S. taxpayers via the NIH. And I asked him to respond to this claim from Dr. Fauci, and here's what he had to say.
Some of the best articles that have been written about this have been from a scientist by the name of Stephen Quay. He looked at 9,000 blood samples. Actually, he reported on a study. The WHO did the study. 9,000 blood samples from China from 2019. If this came from animals, you should have already seen a few humans getting it. They tested 9,000 samples and found 0 people with it. Not finding any COVID in 2019 argues that this just suddenly went to humans, that it didn't transition from animals. The other evidence that this didn't come from animals, they tested 80,000 of those animals from those exotic wet markets that they talk about. Not one of them had COVID. So there's a lot of evidence pointing, it's not absolute. The Chinese are never going to admit this. They're not going to say, oh yeah, we did, we caused it, our bad. That's not going to happen. But there's a lot of indirect evidence pointing towards this. But the reason Dr. Fauci argues against it is because he funded the research. So he was funding gain-of-function research, he was funding the Wuhan lab, but what's even worse, he hasn't learned his lesson. When he's been asked in recent testimony, would you continue the funding? Yep. He says yes. In fact, there's still money going to this day to the Wuhan lab from the U.S. taxpayer.
And Rob, we can get a response from the administration or the White House on why they continue to employ and protect Dr. Tony Fauci, or how they feel about these latest revelations about the research in Tunisia with beagles.
Right.
Dr. Paul said that he didn't really feel too optimistic about them doing anything unless there's enough public pressure from the American people to force their hand.
You know, you play that soundbite at Dr. Fauci, and I feel like I'm sitting there doing this from my seat in the newsroom, along with so many people at home watching as well. Anybody else just sick and tired of this guy? Just sick and tired of somebody who, by the way, might have perjured himself not once but twice on Capitol Hill.
And I do want to just give you another update, Rob, because we've been talking a lot about, we're learning a lot about the research that the NIH funds, specifically this puppy research. Senator Paul has introduced a bill called the Puppy Bill, where they're going to try to stop taxpayer-funded monies from going to research like this that they don't feel really benefits the American people.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, no one has enjoyed learning more about that story. Just a disgusting, disgusting story. Emerald Robinson, thanks so much for the updates. We appreciate it. Good to see you as always.
Have a good day.
All right, a lot more to cover this morning on Wake Up. Coming up next, criminal charges have not been ruled out when it comes to the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the set of Alec Baldwin's Western, where he was a producer. The name of that movie, Rust. Production has been shut down for now. We'll get into that after the break.
Discover the #1 selling brand in America. Real steel. Find yours.
Omega-3 from fish oil is an important nutrient for heart health. Cunol's ultra-purified omega-3 is sourced only from wild-caught ocean fish, not farm-raised, and comes in an easy-to-swallow mini pill. The brand I trust is Cunol.
Hi, William Shatner here with an important message about your Medicare benefits. I've been on Medicare for longer than I'll admit, and it sure has changed. These days, based on your zip code, you may be able to get significant extra Part C benefits, like prescriptions, transportation, meals, and dental coverage that includes extractions, fillings, even dentures, all at no extra cost. Call right now and an actual person will answer and see if you're eligible to eliminate copays and get the extra benefits. Plus, check if your zip code has the benefit that adds money to your Social Security check every month. Call to check your zip code and get the benefits you deserve. Call now. It's free.
I called to get the new benefits and save money, so I'm not spending money I don't have to spend.
I'm on a fixed income, so I called to get money added to my Social Security check. They helped me so much.
I called to save money on copays, get prescriptions, transportation, and my dental work covered. I couldn't believe I was spending money I don't have to spend.
It's simple. 1, call the number on the bottom of the screen. 2, the agent will look up your zip code and explain what extra benefits you may be able to get, including expanded dental care, prescriptions, transportation, and meals. And 3, check if your zip code has the benefit that adds up to $148 a month. That's up to $1,700 a year added to your Social Security check. Hey, I'm just one of millions of people who have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call to check your zip code and get the benefits you deserve. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-930-4009. That's 1-800-930-4009.
Now, selling a home is expensive and stressful. So we set out to create a better home selling experience with a network of the most successful real estate agents in America that'll sell your home for as little as a 2% commission.
The icing on the cake with the Ideal Agent was that we saved $12,000 in commission.
They were so stress-free, the whole process was amazing, and I would definitely recommend them.
We are not a discount brokerage. These are top local agents that'll get you the best results.
Welcome back into Wake Up America. Glad you decided to join us on this Wednesday. My name's Rob Finnerty. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, a name I'm sure you've heard, provided us with yet another nugget when asked about what it would take to get the rest of the world to accept the president's aggressive, I'll say again, aggressive climate change proposals in today's Psaki Dodge.
The president has said it would be his preference. Yes, that's why we're pressing so hard. That's why the president has space in his schedule to move forward and move his economic agenda forward. But it is also important to note that we have made a significant amount of progress, and we are almost there, and that